welcome to What's Happening
in the Mother Lode
with Sarah
and Sarah.
And we're back again.
We are, yes, with many, many events.
With many, many, many events. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we are on the week April 28th through the 22nd through the 28th. So we're getting towards the end of April, which is still mind-boggling that we're almost in May.
I can't believe that.
And then it comes
fall.
And then it comes the new year.
Then it's all crazy again. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then we're like looking at the holidays and all the crazy stuff. Yeah. It's going by fast.
It is.
Absolutely. So, but I have a story for you today. It's a little bit of a trickster story, and it has to do with going by slowly. Actually,
so we're flipping the.
We're flipping the idea or whatever we're doing. We're flipping.
I will take going slower than what we've been going.
Exactly.
Because it feels like it's just speeding up faster and faster.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Anyway, so this is a bit of a trickster story. It's actually relatively recent. I believe it happened in the 1997.
Oh, that's right around that was right around the corner. It feels like.
It feels like.
Not quite though.
It's actually in. Well, no, it's not quite in this sense. No. Mm-mm. Yes, no. Well, almost. Almost in the 22nd century.
You know what makes me feel really old? Is my son came up to me the other day and he's like, "Have you heard this song?" And he thought he found gold.
Oh.
And he puts it on and it's from like the 90s.
Oh no.
And I am like, "Oh, I know this song. I know this song very well."
Boy, do I know this song.
And then I started watching. It's like on Facebook. It has like these kids who are like, "Do you know this emo 90s song or 2000 song?" Not even, it's like early like 2000.
Wow.
And they're like, don't know it. I'm like, I know all of these. And I'm like, I feel, I have definitely aged into that category of, I am not young anymore on Facebook or with my kids. But I'm so excited.
The stuff that was popular when I was young, it went way, way unpopular, and now it's all coming back. Of course, it became classic rock in between that time.
And the funny part is, my son he's just turned 11, and he loves 80s rock. He loves 80s, he just found
Footloose. The 80s. They just
loves it, and every time he pops it, it's fantastic. And every time he pops it up, he's like, "Oh, I found something," and I'm like, "I know that one." I know that one.
It's funny because I bought tickets to. It was on a whim. I bought tickets in January of 2020. To like an 80s extravaganza rock concert thing that was supposed to happen in, I think it was sometime late 2020. Of course it got canceled. Yeah. And then they're like, we're going to reschedule it. So they rescheduled it to 2021.
Oh no.
Of course, then they were like, we're going to reschedule it again. And I'm like, I don't know if I really want to go anymore. And it was so funny. I was talking to my son about it just a couple weeks ago. He goes, he said, I have a friend who loves that stuff. He would buy those tickets from you in a heartbeat. And I'm like, he's like 20-something years old.
It's coming back, though.
Yeah.
It is coming back.
It is. Mm-hmm. And all those concerts are selling out.
Oh, yeah, because everybody wants to hear them again. Yeah. And then even like when they play I'm drawing a blank, but when they play the music, like bars and stuff and concerts, they're just doing these covers. They're doing covers of these music, and it's really, you can't go wrong with an 80s cover.
You can't. It was a completely different era, so not slow at all, but this is a slow story,
which will take.
Or at least waiting. So, if any of you know Glenn Wasson, he's actually passed away now, but he used to he was a writer. He used to play Black Bart in different events around, and he had these books of tall tales, which you can still purchase, and they all have a little nugget of truth in them, but this one has quite the nugget of truth in it. So in his book, which is called Tales Mark Twain Would Have Loved to Steal, is actually about the Murphy's Hotel and what happened in 1997. Now, what some people don't realize, many of you probably will because you live in our area, is that mining is still huge up here.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
Huge.
people are out still looking for gold. They're still finding gold. And in 1997, there was a miner who came into the Murphy's Hotel bar, and back then it was not quite the way it is now. It was slightly rougher around the edges, but still kind of a fun place, right? And you know, Murphy's Hotel is always great. But anyhow, so what happened is this miner came in, and he was bragging about this gold nugget he found.
Oh no.
And it was half as large as a nickel. So it's like,
that right then and there, we know,
where we're going.
Is not going to be a happy ending. I mean, if you don't, until you got it cashed and into the bank, don't brag.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, hey, I have this gold nugget. And so what this guy did is he actually, the bar patrons were passing it around. They're like, wow, this is really great. This is great. No, he dropped it in his beer and he drank it. Oh my God.
That's even worse. That's even
awful. So then what happened is the sheriff was called.
What are they going to do?
Nugget.
Well, yeah, go to the hospital. Let's wait this one out.
They took him to the jail. And it was a slow, long wait for that nugget.
I hope they washed it really well.
Yeah. And it was called, the district attorney ended up putting up a nugget watch sign outside to keep track of the days it took for that gold nugget to pass through that man's system. 7 days. A whole week. He had a really slow system.
Oh, man. They should have introduced prune juice.
Or something. Something
to quicken that up because, geez.
It was a long time. So 7 days.
And I bet that one poor man who was waiting for his gold is just like come on, buddy. Come on.
Yeah. So, and actually the rightful owner had to identify it. And this was kind of an interesting thing. So he said it looked like a cross between a buffalo and a Ghostbuster. I can't envision that. I don't want to envision that, but no. So that's our trickster tale. Somebody actually tried to steal a gold nugget by drinking it in their beer.
And they had to wait 7 days to get it out.
And it was in 1997.
Which wasn't that long ago. Because, I mean, the last story we had was, this is one of those things where you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. Or else you get killed.
Or you get killed, or you get your gold nugget drank.
Exactly. One or the other. Yeah. So, it's, so that story will go down in local lore infamy. But it actually happened, and there's still people alive today who remember it happening.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, because it's not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
Which is kind of neat to hear that you still have these moments in history that are still making an impact, which are, I mean, that was what? Almost 20 years ago?
23 years, 25 years ago.
25 years ago. And so it's like one of those things where it's still here, but it wasn't in the 1800s.
That far ago.
People are still remembering it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and then on to the many fast moving events that we have.
And if you find gold, don't drink it.
Don't drink it. Don't brag about it. Take it straight to wherever you take it. The assessor and assayer actually is what they're called. The assayer. That's what they were called, assayers. And they would weigh the gold and give you the money for it.
And learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of events coming up.
We sure do.
And we always have such wonderful productions up here in music. And
we do.
Which is, I mean, especially with the weather getting nicer, it's going to start getting into those hot summer nights here soon. So be prepared for a lot of outside events.
Stuff.
So we do have the wonderful Wizard of Oz at the Metropolitan Theater in San Andreas. And it's playing through March 22nd through March 1st. And it is starts at 7 o'clock, and dinner starts at 5:30 with an RSVP. And Sundays it's at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it is, they don't have a price on here, I don't see. So you might have to look them up to find their prices, and you can go to the fourthwalltroop.com to find them, or you can call 754-5555.
Yeah, and that's the youth, their youth troupe. So it's the young people who are all acting and
Which is
producing,
really cool.
which is very, very cool.
And especially
So-
when you see the youth who really shine, and then you
yeah.
see them 10 years later, and they've grown even more in their
and
talents.
yes, moving
It's
forward.
really, really
and-
neat.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, and then we also have the Baskerville Sherlock's Home Mystery still is playing
yeah.
at the what is
Baker Street.
The Baker Street,
Baker Street, yeah.
above Heine and Company bookstore. And again, we talked about this before. It's
so
a
cool.
really cool place, and they perform around you, and it's like you step back in time. And that goes until May 14th. So you guys can still definitely go check this out. And,
Yeah.
And have a little cup of tea. And tickets are about $28. Seniors are $24, and students are $20. And you can find everything at BakerStreetWest.com.
Yep.
Or you can call at 209-223-2215.
Yeah, it takes you straight back to old England.
Yep.
It really does, which is really cool.
It is so cool. Like I think they did majority of them themselves. Wolf Haynes,
Oh, wow.
Heinz did it, and Linda, and it's so cool how they just really cut out.
It really does feel like an old English street, an old Victorian street in
It's
England.
so cool.
It really does. It's very cool.
And if you go into each room, like they have a Sherlock Holmes room. I don't know if it's open to the public, but I think they do tours occasionally.
Oh, cool.
And it feels like you are in Sherlock Holmes' office.
Oh, cool.
It's really, really cool.
Wow.
We have another event on April 22nd, which is Still Magnolias, and it's at the East Sonora Theater, and it is at, I think it's going till May 15th. So they have, it looks like they have Wednesday showings, Thursday showings, Fridays, and Saturday showings. So it looks like they have a matinee and an evening showing, depending on the day with their time. The play runs about 2 hours and 10 minutes with intermission. Ages 13 children under 5 will not be admitted, so
It's
a little bit older.
It's an adult.
So if
program,
you-
but if you know the storyline, you can understand why. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you can find any more information at sierrarep.org, or you can call them at 209-532-3120. So that looks like a fun play.
It does. It does. Those are, there's just great productions up here.
There really are.
Just really
And
are.
You can just bounce around.
From
It would take
county
like
to
a
county
month.
to place to place.
It's like every weekend is pretty filled up with some kind of production.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So on to the 23rd, actually Saturday, and there's actually a really cool event being presented by Calaveras Grown. And if you know Calaveras Grown, they're all about ag and Calaveras, and you can order online from local producers, from honey to baked goods and everything you can grow in between. So they are just a wonderful resource for getting local fresh food, and also for producers to actually get their product out to people.
Which is really cool because, you can't get any fresher than that.
No, you can't. Absolutely not. So this is actually on Saturday, April 23rd, and it's a 2-part mini-series, and it's like a lecture series, and it's about stewardship and agricultural endeavors. And it's this man called Joel Salatine, and he is our country's leading land steward.
That's really cool.
Which is very cool, and this is apparently he doesn't come out to the West Coast very often. So it's very cool that they actually were able to, get him to come and speak. It's going to be actually the morning one will be from 8 to noon in Valley Springs, and it's titled Stewarding Living Systems for Health and Wealth, and an on the land workshop. So he'll be at I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but you're going to know who I'm talking about, Nagawaka Ranch outside Valley Springs, which is, my understanding, a really beautiful ranch.
I can imagine.
So he's going to be out there. Tickets are actually kind of steep. They're $300 a person.
But it's only limited to 20 people.
It's only limited to 20 people, so you have to, if you haven't got your ticket, you may or may not be able to at this point, but you may want to check it out. The other half of the day is actually in McCullough Hill Town Hall, and that particular section will be called The Positive Impact of Polyculture Farming on the Economy and Well-Being of Rural Communities, which sounds actually really, that's like a mouthful, but it sounds very cool.
Yeah, and I imagine you learned so much that, I mean, you just take it back and apply it to your own farming.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he talks about ecosystems and economies, both for the local area and for individuals, which is really cool. And those tickets are $75 a person. They're 20% off if you're a Calaveras Grown member.
Nice.
And it doesn't look like there's any limit to those. So,
which is perfect.
Which is great. And all of the ticket proceeds apparently go towards Calaveras Grown. So,
awesome.
So that is very, very cool. So make sure you look that up because that's a really unique and rare occurrence, right?
Yeah.
On the West Coast.
And especially, like, I don't know, like managing your land and being prepared, it's invaluable. It really is. And I mean, obviously you have an expert here to
absolutely.
kind of guide you through, especially that one-on-one experience with 20 people. I mean, 300 is a little bit pricey, but at the same time, if you're walking away with a year's worth of education that you would have got out of college, I mean, you're stealing.
Absolutely.
So it's really cool that they're putting that on. We've also been talking about this for a while now, and I do not know if you guys are going to be able to get tickets, but we are going to mention it. It is Spring Wine Weekend, April 23rd and 24th. So this whole weekend is a lot of yummy wines.
Put on by the Calaveras Wine Grape Alliance, and it's one of their flagship events during the calendar year. And it's just so much fun to go out there. You taste wine, you have little nibbles that are really tasty too. You learn, you also learn about the wine business up here, which is really interesting.
Because I don't know. It's one of those things where it comes down to local and knowing what you are taking into your body and where it's coming from and how it's processed. There's a art to it, and I don't know, you feel kind of privileged to know that. And then you can kind of brag when you got a bottle of wine with people. You're like, I know. I know how that's made.
I know what I'm talking about.
So that will be, that's this whole weekend. It starts on Saturday at 10:30 and it goes until Sunday around 5 p.m. Again, the tickets might be sold out, so you will have to do a little digging to see if it's still there. But might as well
check it out. Check it out. And then also, actually across the river, Saturday, April 23rd, is the Tuolumne County Sheriff's Posse Great Steak Barbecue.
Say that 5 times fast.
Exactly. So let me open this up. It always takes a while to get a JPEG open on a computer. But it's my understanding that it is their, it's their 30th annual, so it's their flagship event. Dinner, silent auction, raffle, dancing. And tickets are $30 each. New York steak dinner or chicken
That's
in the
really
barrel.
not bad. That is.
And children under 10 are free.
Oh my God. I'm bringing them all.
So it's on. It's at the Sheriff's Posse grounds on Rawhide Road, right near James. Oh, it's actually in Jamestown, but it's kind of like as you drive towards Jamestown is how I always see it. But that should be a really fun time. Doors open at 2. Dinner is served from 3 to 7.
That's perfect. If you want an early dinner, you definitely can get it. And people who like to eat later, there you go.
They can do that too.
So, and then we also have the Mammapalooza, a celebration of spring arts. It's this weekend, April 23rd and 24th. It's in Amador City. And it has local artwork, and it's kind of an open house style weekend, so you get to kind of pop in through different stores. And if you haven't been to Amador City, it's so cute. And the little stores down there are just really unique. I think they have like Made in Amador, which has things that are made by local artists.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, just local people, and you can't get it anywhere else.
No.
And it's just absolutely amazing. So the flowers are popping up. It's you can find more information at Visit Amador City. It should be a fun springy event.
Be a very springy event. Absolutely. So let's see. And then there's the actually another event to help one of our great organization is the Spring Swing drive-by, or actually they're calling it this, excuse me, Spring Swing by the Calaveras Mentoring Foundation, which is a drive-through pickup rib dinner. Nice. To support youth mentoring. It's $90 for two. The food is prepared by Lila and Stage, which is a really, really good caterer out of Murphy's. And you can order tickets at 209-736-7706.
I love it when people cook me dinner.
I do too, yeah. So you can pick them up from 3:30 to 6 on Saturday, April 23rd. And let me just tell you what's in it. So a generous portion of baby back ribs with mac and cheese, fresh green salad, artisan bread, and cookies.
Oh, I'm really hungry
and
now.
I love cookies.
I'm really hungry now.
You say cookies and I'm like, where?
Yeah, you're like
cookies?
gravitating towards that. Wait a minute, what?
Exactly. What? There's cookies. So make sure you check that out. You can also go to calaverasmentoring.org to find out more information.
I mean, that's perfect. You run a movie, you got dinner.
Yeah.
Night in. That's fantastic. We also have Spring Into Zin, which is April 23rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it is, obviously has to do with wine, and it's in Plymouth, California. And it's the tickets are available for $55. And designated drivers are for $10. So you can definitely go out and taste some different wines, check out the local venues, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
That would be very cool.
And then I'm trying to see if they have a website where you can go to, but the reservation times are 10 a.m., 11:15, 12:30, 1:45, and 3 p.m.
Okay.
And they are about 75 minutes. We'll provide you a 30-minute tasting at each winery and 15 minutes to reach your next destination. Wow. So it's very timed out.
Yes. Yeah. So you have to make sure you're where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
Yep. And then I don't see I see a long website, but you just look up Spring Into Zin. Yeah. And you can also visit Amador, and that will pop up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then going across the river again, actually, to the Mother Lode Fairgrounds, there's the annual Home and Garden Show, actually. So that should be very, very cool. It will be Saturday and Sunday. From 10 a.m. to 4, at least that's what it says. It kind of looks like just Saturday to me, but 10 a.m. to 4, I would show up just to be careful on Saturday.
Yeah.
But free admission, parking, and there'll be shuttle buses too, and leaving from the Junction Shopping Center, if you know where TJ Maxx is and that type of thing. And basically a really great home and garden show where you can just go. It's springtime. Everybody's figuring out what they want to do with their yards, their gardens, their houses, and these just give you a great ideas.
Yeah,
what you
it really does, and it gives you that inspiration. I know I'm a very visual person, so anytime you get to see, I don't know.
Yeah, when you see it, you go, oh, I can do that in that corner of my yard, or I can do that, in my front yard or backyard, or even inside the house as well.
We also have Introduction to Canning, which I found this and I was so excited because I've been really, really interested in how to can my own food.
Yeah.
It's put on by the UCCE Master Food Preservers Education Series, and it is, they're going to answer pretty much all the basic questions on how to can. I mean, so it's going to definitely be like a very beginning course, but they're going to ask what's the importance of acidity in canning, why is there so much sugar in jams and jellies, and a whole bunch of other questions. It is Saturday, April 23rd from 10 to 12. The sign-ins is at 9:45. It's a $5 fee, which, I mean, you can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
It's at the First 5 building in Jackson, California. And then the walk-ins are welcome. So pretty much there is no limit, I think. I think it's just whoever comes.
And what's interesting about canning is that you can can things you didn't even think about, like flour and rice, and make them shelf stable for like 25 years.
Yep. Yeah, so once you get that air out of there, nothing's
going to happen.
But you have to be really safe with it, because canning, if you're not educated on how to do it, then it's a high risk. So
which is why
being
it's so
able
important
to
have these,
exactly.
For only $5.
I know, and you learn, and it's one of those things where, like help. I live at 3,000 feet. Do I need to do anything differently? I would have never thought that.
Yeah,
I would have been like, stick it in a pot, boil that air out. So it's really cool.
Yeah. So, and in other education news, actually, the Calaveras County Schools is having a 2022 countywide recruitment fair on Saturday, April 23rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Calaveras County Office of Education in Angels Camp.
Oh, that's cool.
And they are willing to actually hire you, teach you, or teach you to work, or there's a lot of different opportunities there, is my understanding, in all of the different schools in the county. So
especially with
you're looking for work,
COVID-19, it definitely altered our education system, and I know they are very much, and it's not just Calaveras County, it's also Amador County, and most school districts are in need of people that come in and help in the school. Yeah. I mean, down to bus drivers, to librarians, to aides.
Absolutely.
And once you have your foot in, then there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then Mother's Day is coming up. But before Mother's Day, the Senior Center in Calaveras County is doing a Mother's Day boutique. Yeah. And it's April 23rd to 24th. So if you're looking for that special gift, come out. It's from 10 to 3 p.m. and it's featuring local artists and crafts, sculptures, quilters, embroidery, and a whole bunch more. And it says, come bring a friend. So of course, share.
They always have some really cool things there too. They really do.
And I mean, find those unique gifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just don't get a vacuum cleaner.
Exactly. No vacuum cleaners or any cleaning of nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing like that. So, and then again across the river, in downtown Twain Harte on Saturday, April 23rd at 11 is a parade and family day. It's centered around dogs.
I love it.
And it's called Who Let the Dogs Out? Whoop, so it's very, very cool. So it's a parade which features you and your dog, and it's open to all those who have dogs or dogs trained to walk in a leash and who are socially friendly is what they're saying. It starts at 10 a.m. and it's just, there's awards given for best dressed dog, best looking dog, worst looking dog.
Oh no!
So it just sounds like a really fun event.
Yeah.
So that's 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. is where the parade sign up is. 11:30 is when it actually starts.
And I love that. It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
Your kids and pets.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and speaking of pets, just prepping you ahead of time because again, it just gets busier and busier.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 14th. So we are going a little bit forward here.
Yeah.
You've got to plan ahead.
You got to plan ahead. Yeah.
They are doing the free dog and cat rabies vaccination and microchipping clinic. And again, it's at the Government Center in San Andreas. It's a drive-through, so just bring your pups, and then they direct you where you need to go, depending on what you're getting and what kind of pet you have. So yeah, come out and just plan ahead. So May 14th, 9 a.m.
Just
to
make
noon.
sure you put it on because it is super crowded.
Yeah, like. It was like someone was telling me that it was just like way down the road.
Down Mountain Ranch Road.
And because it does take time to give the pets the shots, to calm them down, especially the microchipping. So it does take time to do every one of them. And if they have multiple pets. But again, just be prepared to wait a little bit. But bring a book or an audiobook or, I don't know, do something.
Yeah. Or just talk to the other pet owners.
There you go.
So... and there are a lot of events coming up in May, but before we get fully into May, to let you know kind of what's coming up, another event that is super fun is the Ragin Cajun Festival put on by the San Andreas Rotary, and that is on April 30th this year from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and it's all about the Cajun. So they have crawfish boils, crawfish this and that.
Sounds amazing. We're talking about all this yummy food, and I'm getting really hungry. So if you hear my stomach growl, that's why.
That's what's happening.
And it's an authentic Louisiana crawfish. Ooh, oh my goodness.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, a little spicy, I imagine, but I can do it. I can handle that. And you said the tickets were $5, so you can't beat that.
You can't beat that. So I think it was. Let me look at that because I think it was. If I can, I'm like looking a couple ahead actually, so I may be going around the horn again. So bear with me while I I might have passed it up. Nope. Yeah, just a second, because I think it was $5, yeah, and $10 at the gate. So that's what I wanted
so get
to
it
let
in
people know.
advance. You half off.
Yeah,
I mean, even $10 though. Like if you're not 100% sure that you can go, and then you find out you can go, $10 is well worth it.
And the proceeds benefit Hospice of Amador and Calaveras.
That's fantastic.
Which is an awesome, awesome hospice, and they're just wonderful to work with. Every year I help. Well, for the last few years, I've helped them do their video Tree of Lights.
Nice.
So it's a memorial for everyone, that's passed the year before. And it's a fundraiser for them too, but it's just so wonderful to work with them and have them do, their words of affirmation for the families, to talk about grief, to talk about all of that. And then to see the different people, that have passed and their loved ones who actually, send their photos in, and it's really nice in their names. So
and it's needed. It really is needed, especially that closure and having people who understand it and how to kind of guide you through it. It's necessary.
Yeah, for sure. So you can do a Ragin Cajun.
Woohoo! You can have a little fun.
Fun for the hospice for sure.
Which is beyond a fantastic cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and then kind of going backwards a little bit, on Friday, the 22nd, they do have family karaoke at Gold Dust Pizza in Copperopolis. Starts at 6 o'clock, and it's at the Town Square Road in Copperopolis. All ages are welcome, so go get pizza, sing your heart out.
Wow.
It's hosted by K.J. Johnson Rocksmith, Shining Star Productions, so it should be a lot of fun.
That should be fun. Supposedly, I've never been there, but supposedly their pizza is awesome.
I've been to Gold Dust in Sutter Creek.
Okay.
And it's so good.
Yeah, I've just heard it's like amazing pizza.
And karaoke, you can never go wrong.
That's true. Even if you don't get up and sing, right?
No, not at all. And then we also have, this is going to be like my all-time favorite event because it has to do with ghosts. The special event at the historic
kids,
the special event is at the historical our Kennedy Mine gold mine. So they do it once a month. In April 23rd, they are doing the paranormal night. So you get to spend the evening at the Kennedy Mine.
Cool.
It starts at 6 and I think it goes until 1 a.m. It's $75 per person unless you're an Amador and Calaveras resident, then it's $50, but you have to show your ID. So you get to go to other parts of the mine that's not open to the public during regular tours.
That would be so cool.
And it's one of those really cool events, and they tell you the history of it. So you're getting a history lesson while looking for ghosts. So.
That's
in the middle of the
night. That is awesome.
So, which will be a really, really fun event.
And also, I'm going to have to look at my calendar because I actually can't find this online, but it's in my calendar in my office. I should have. The Calaveras County Historical Society is doing an awesome dinner. Let me just check my calendar because I know what day it is. It's in Valley Springs, and it's actually the guy who's coming to speak is the man who found the dinosaur bones.
You were telling me about this.
Yeah. So let me just get my calendar so I can give you at least, it's on the 28th, and it's in Valley Springs, and I know doors open at 5:30, dinner starts at 6, and the program starts at 7. Make sure you get in touch with the Calaveras County Historical Society if you want to know more information. But he's actually apparently, going around talking about how he discovered these dinosaur bones and all sorts of interesting things attached to that.
That is so cool.
I'm sorry I don't have more information for you because I thought I had it on my computer, but I know that that's the date, and make sure you call them over at the Historical Society because they'll give you all the information, and it might end up selling out pretty quickly.
Especially with a speaker like that.
Yeah. So actually, they may have it. I'm just going to scroll up just so that they may actually have it on. No, they don't, unfortunately. Well, okay, that's okay.
And we will also be airing that one, right? Or no?
Yes. Actually, come to the we'll have one of our videographers out there actually videotaping it. So you'll be able to watch it on our YouTube channel within about a week.
Yep, so if you want the live one, go there. And if you can't make it, then definitely tune in.
It should be cool. And they do have awesome speakers every month. at the Calaveras Historical Society. So just check them out.
Yeah.
Let alone the museums. But that's for another another time. Yeah, so.
And then we have the live music at Sutter Creek Theater. Speaking of another old museum-like building.
Yeah.
It's like stepping back in time, but
It's very cool.
They have Lacey Day Dalton with Dale Panoon, and it's the Country's Queen, and it's playing, or they are playing on April 23rd at 7 to 9, and it's $25 to $29. The door opens at 6 p.m., shows at 7. Beer and wine available, open seating. So yeah, if you want, to get a little music, and if you get dinner before on Sutter Creek, it's perfect. And if you want more information, it's suttercreektheater.com, and you can find more information on them.
Yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. And then for the future, obviously we have Frog Jump coming up and everything that's attached to Frog Jump. We have the Junior Frog Jump, Saturday, May 14th. I want you to just put this on your calendar at Utica Park, and it is the first Frog Jump since the pandemic. So, or the first, like, kind of really really open, I should say really open one.
Yeah.
Where everybody can come and you don't have to worry about stuff. Let me put it that way. So that's from 11 to 2 and at Utica Park, and it's such a fun event. It just is. And there's food and drinks by Kona Ice and What's Up Dogs. So that must be hot dogs.
I think,
Kona Ice
probably.
is really good. Just refreshing.
You can't go, especially as it gets warmer and warmer. Speaking of Utica Park, they also have the Earth Day celebration on Saturday, April 23rd.
Yep.
And they have music. They have drum circle. They have wood fire pizza. They have a booth speaker with free stuff. So it's going to be a whole bunch of fun stuff to celebrate our Earth. You can get in contact with them at 209-293-4379 if you want to find out more information about Earth Day.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
There really is, and that was from 11 to 6.
Yes.
So that's, and we're going back and forth because there's just so
we're
many
just kind
events.
of jumping around because we want to try and get it all, so.
And then coming up, which is really cool event, on April 27th is when the start of the 4 days of 49 wagon train starts. And it's the 7th annual.
So cool. And it's, people who are in period costumes in actually a real wagon train, nothing mechanical.
And they're
horses and wagons, and they
camping out.
They camp out and they take the whole train, the whole trail. From X to Y.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
how it would have been.
And it's been 2 years, they've been absent with COVID, so they're finally coming back.
Yeah.
And it starts on April 27th and it goes until May 1st. And it's 5 days, and you can view them. I think they have events happening. I think there was a line dancing at the Amador Fair on one of the days.
Okay.
So if you check them out, they definitely have a whole bunch of events that you can kind of plan around for those 5 days.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they depart from Plymouth at the 49er Village RV resort. And then I don't know exactly, so then on the 28th, they will be in Dry Town. And then on the 29th, they will be on Old Highway 49.
Yep.
Next to Amador City, so you can do your Amador Palooza and check this out. And then on the 30th, they are going to be at the Lafton Ranch, which is next to Rayleigh's. And then on May 3rd, they will be at, where are they going to be? On Main Street.
Yeah.
So
and that's coming through Jackson. I mean, that's coming through not just Jackson, but I remember seeing them come through Jackson one year. And they used to come all the way through Calaveras and into into Tuolumne. But now they've just kind of,
I imagine with like you said before, the roads
with the Caltrans,
also getting time off from work.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm going on a wagon trail.
Exactly.
For how many days?
Exactly. So, yeah.
Then we also have...
Because you have something else too.
I do. I'm just Oh, we're doing
through.
the fire fuel reduction equipment demonstrations. And that's going to be on April 22nd and April 23rd, so Friday and Saturday, 9 to 3 p.m. It's in Pioneer at the old Cedar Mill in the greenhouses. And they are going to do demos on fire reduction equipment. So if you want to check them out, they're also going to have a taco truck and a whole bunch of stuff. So, and it's a $100 donation for vendor space would be appreciated. So if you're a vendor and you want to take a look at that, you definitely can. But I think it's free for everybody else to come take a look and see with the equipment.
Yep, learn a little bit about.
Especially with fire season coming up. That's always spooky.
Always, and with the idea that we really just do not have enough precipitation and we should be a lot drier this year.
Yep. And that's the scary part, is a lot of these wildflowers and all of that are just, they are very quickly disappearing but hopefully with all of this rain that we're getting now, hopefully it helps a little bit.
Hopefully it'll help a little bit, for sure. And
I think we're done on that one. Hold on, let me go through. I got multiple sites open.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So we do have a Living Trust seminar in Jackson on May 2nd. So it is a little bit ahead of time. It's at the Round Table Pizza on Industrial Boulevard in Jackson. It's from 11 to 12 p.m. And it's free Living Trust seminar. So plan instead of the court invading later, or and so it's for every homeowner should attend this, and it's free. So it's just to protect your family and get the knowledge, which it doesn't sound like it's live music and wine, but it's super important.
It's super important because if you own property, the laws are very different than if you don't own property. When you pass away, and you need to be very specific and direct with the state of California as to what you want done with your property.
And especially for your family's sake, if you have any young children or children in general or anybody.
Anybody,
and then also we have the VFW Post 2600 crab feed, which is in San Andreas, and it's this Saturday from 5 to 8:30 p.m.
Oh, that should be fun.
Yeah, and it's crab, so you can't go wrong with it. Again, my stomach is starting to growl. The cost is $55 per person. They have crab, pasta, salad, bread and butter, or bread and dessert. It's a no-host bar. It starts at 5 p.m. Dinner's at 6. And there's raffle tickets, and door prizes. So and it's limited seating. So purchase your ticket at the Post, and they're open from 1 to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturday. So again, lots of little yum-yums are out there.
A lot of stuff. And actually, that just reminded me of there's a lot of stuff happening with the Angels Camp Business Association. They do wonderful events all the time. And I believe they are having a drive-through, which I think we talked about before, but it's worth talking about again.
For sure.
And I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's in May, or maybe they didn't update their calendar. Anyway, I know that they are having a drive-through. Maybe I missed it. Anyway, I will look for that for next week for you. But they have awesome events. They do the Wild West, which the Wild West Fest is for sure coming back this year.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
And then they have the Angels Camp Farmers Market that they put on every year, and the Taste of Calaveras, and then obviously the big thing coming up obviously is the Jumping Frog Jubilee. And
I still can't believe that's right around the corner.
That is just around the corner, which is just amazing. But I did want to mention, because I have a feeling that tickets are going to sell out for this one. The Calaveras County Garden Club is presenting its 7th annual Tablescape Show and Scholarship Luncheon at Ironstone Vineyards in Murphy's on May 11th. Nice. It's $48 per person. It includes a 3-course plated lunch. Viewing is at 10:30, luncheon is at noon. But what you can do is you can actually purchase a whole table, and then you get to decorate it.
Oh, that's fun.
So each of the
that's really fun.
Tables is decorated differently depending on who's decorated it.
Oh, that's
so
really
it's kind
cool.
of an awesome thing, and it fits right in with the Calaveras County Garden Club, right? Because you kind of think of garden clubs teas and nice table settings and the whole thing. So I have a funny feeling this one may sell out fast. So make sure that if you're interested, that you contact them at 209-890-9277, or you can find out more about them and this event at the CalaverasCountyGardenClub.org. And it benefits their scholarships.
That's fantastic.
That's very cool.
And speaking of the youth, they have the Young Eagles Rally, free flights for kids, 8 to 17 on April 23rd from 9 to 12 p.m. It's at the Columbia Airport, and it's a great introduction to aviation and the opportunities to meet local pilots. So you bring a camera and they fly around for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, which is very cool.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And there's going to be a pilot shortage very soon. So if you or somebody you love or a young person is interested in that,
it might spark something.
There's a lot of 2-year programs now where the airlines are coming in and hiring from the 2-year AA programs. Totally different what's happening, as is everything in the world. And what they're doing is they're coming in, they're hiring out of the 2-year programs, and then training them.
Which is smart because, if you're loving to fly, what are your options? Is the Air Force?
Yep.
Or
private.
Or private. And at this point, if you're going to get the training and you only need 2 years.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
The beginning of the training, for
sure. So this might spark something in people, and you get to see the world if you are. But you can find more information at youngeaglesday.org, and again, that's on April 23rd from 9 to 12. Yeah, you get to fly or go on an airplane. I want to be a youth.
So I found the ACBA drive-through dinner fundraiser. So it is actually on Tuesday, May 3rd, 2020. Tickets are $50 each. It serves 4 people.
We talked about this before. You cannot get a family meal for $50 anymore.
No,
so this is a steal.
Yeah, so it's barrel chicken, Caesar salad, sourdough bread, pickled porch pesto mac, and of course we know pickled porch is awesome, and then fresh fruit, and again, cookies. Woo-hoo. Yeah, so you can pick up your tickets at Pickled Porch, Angel's Food, or from any ACBA board members, and you just drive through from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Utica Park kitchen.
You can't beat that.
No, not at all.
And then we also have the caregivers support groups pretty much every Wednesday. So they do have one coming up this Wednesday, April 27th, from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. And again, it's about once a month they do it. So they'll have another one in May 25th, but they do have one coming up this month. And it is provided by the Amador Senior Center and Hospice of Amador and Calaveras. If you want more information, you can call 209-223-0442. Which is, it's when you're going through something rough, it's nice to be surrounded by people who understand it.
Absolutely. And sometimes you just need somebody to sit with you too.
Yes, exactly, and that's what that will do.
Yep. So I think actually we've covered
a lot.
And again, we don't get everything. We know that there are just some things we don't find. So if we have missed something and you want us to know about an event or anything, make sure you let us know. You can email us at calpeg7@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page, Calaveras Community TV, or even our YouTube page, Calaveras Community TV. So make sure you get in touch with us and let us know about your event, and then we can mention you on what's happening.
Which would be a lot of fun because it's one nice thing to hear from the people putting these events on, and we can get a little bit of an insight.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if it's a new event and how to let the public know, which is always good.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. So we will see you next week.
That's so crazy.
With lots more stuff.
And it will be May. We're going to be talking about May next week.
That's crazy.
I know. So everyone, get ready for May flowers.
Yeah. Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.